Good Thursday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majewski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Studios with your Talkin Live Forecast update here on your April the 2nd, 2026. Not looking too bad out there for this afternoon. We got sunshine, some clouds around, and relatively dry for the most part. Still tracking some wet weather for the weekend, unfortunately, for Saturday and Sunday, but hopefully we'll be clearing out early enough on Easter Sunday so it's not like an all-day rain event. And then we are looking at some cooler temperatures ahead for next week. Now, before we get into this full update, if you're new here to the Talkin Live Broadcast channel Facebook page, please give us a follow. And if you happen to be watching over on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And very importantly, hit that notification bell so you're alerted on all future weather updates just like these. All right, let's get into this update here for today as we're looking at some sunshine, some cumulus clouds, a little bit of a breeze there in Chattanooga, shaping up to be a delightful afternoon. Also looking pretty good up here in Lake Chattooga as well with some sunshine, some clouds around. We couldn't rule out a stray shower or two for today, but for the most part, it'll be dry and I think relatively dry weather for tomorrow as well before we kind of kick things up going into the weekend. Now, looking at our local radar, we're looking pretty quiet out there right now. Clean sweep across the area, not looking too bad there, as things will be looking on the dry side here for this afternoon. And we're looking at our satellite imagery. We're seeing just some high clouds, really, and some cumulus clouds thrown in there. Really not looking too bad. You're seeing the precipitation here back off toward our west. Again, not expecting the real intrusion move in until we get toward the weekend. Now, looking at your regional perspective, temperatures are warming up very nicely out there. We'll have a lot of 80s for this afternoon. Already got to see a few of them out there already. Dalton's checking in at 79 right now, and looks like 79 degrees up near the Knoxville area as well. So things warming up nicely this afternoon. Now, as we go in for this upcoming weekend, we're going to have to watch for some thunderstorms that'll be kind of moving in from the west. So right now, just a general threat of some thunderstorms as we go in toward Easter Sunday. And you see, this is for Saturday, actually. So as you can see, the marginal green, there might be some hefty thunderstorms over there. I'm not expecting a big deal as this front moves through our area, but something we'll watch closely as we get closer to it. All right, so let's go and dive into those models here. Let's take a look at the latest 12Z North American model here as we kind of put this in motion. Again, looking great here for your Thursday going into your Friday. For the most part, relatively dry for your Friday as well, though we're going to have more clouds around for your Friday, so look out for that. And then as we go into Saturday, I think we'll see a little better chance of some showers around the area there going into your Saturday afternoon, kind of seeing that there across Georgia. Here's our cold front back here. This is what's going to bring in our showers and thunderstorms in here. And we'll see that kind of moving on in here as we get toward Sunday morning. So Sunday morning is looking damp for your sunrise Easter services. That's been pretty consistent with the models there. And then this thing will be moving on through, and then hopefully by later in the afternoon, we'll get some clearing. So there's some differences in some of the models as far as the timing, but we are going to get some decent rains here across the area. Now, as far as our high temperatures and low temperatures here tomorrow morning going into your Friday, another mild overnight period, mostly in the 60s and some upper 50s in the mountains, and the daytime highs for tomorrow in and around 80 degrees. We'll have some clouds around, but again, a relatively warm day above normal for this time of year by some 10-plus degrees. Now, as far as the total rainfall, again, some much-needed rainfall, and we'll take this what we can get because, folks, we're not going to get a whole lot after this. We're looking at some dry weather for the next 7 days beyond this, but upwards of 1 inch looks pretty decent here across North Georgia and portions of East Tennessee as we go in through the weekend. Now, let's take a look at your forecast maps. Again, watch that little timestamp there as we go through the next 7 days. We kind of highlight this as we go on in here. Looking quiet going into Friday. Again, we're not expecting a whole lot of way of precipitation on Friday. Anything that pops will be very isolated. I think we'll stay on the dry side there. Saturday, that's when we'll bring in the chance of rain back up going into Saturday. And then obviously, we're watching the front come through sometime on Sunday morning. Hopefully, we'll get things out of there for the day. And then as we go into your Monday, we're looking pretty nice. We'll get some sunshine back in here. And we got another front moving through. This will cool us down toward the middle of the week with this little cool down here. But there's no precipitation coming after this weekend. In fact, we stay on the dry side right through all of next week as temperatures should be warm back up again toward the end of the week. So the forecast here looking like this. Mostly cloudy, 83, 63 there in the Chattanooga area. And overnight lows tonight, everybody pretty mild, well into the 60s here and some upper 50s there into the mountains. But a warm overnight period and daytime highs will also stay on the warm side, mostly in the 80s, a few 70s in the mountains, and above normal temperatures will continue. Regionally above normal temperatures all across the southeast, 85 there in Columbus, as well as Jackson and Memphis, and 80 in Savannah, 82 in Charlotte, and not looking bad across the southeast. Next 7 days, here we go, 84 on Saturday. Of course, we have the 100% chance of rain there across East Tennessee for Saturday night into Sunday morning. tapering up to showers on Easter Sunday. Might linger a bit across North Georgia, but then we got some great weather next week. Temperatures a little more seasonable, and maybe a light jacket at mornings coming back at us here for next week. So looks like we get to return to more seasonable levels, at least briefly, and then we're back to a dry weather pattern, which unfortunately is going to be bad news for the drought conditions that are continuing to increase across the area, and that will continue to linger here, looks like further into the spring. We're just not getting a good pattern change that's going to bring us respectable rains on a decent level, and looks like this drought may linger into summer, which could be obviously a bad thing, so we'll watch it very closely. Again, appreciate you guys watching us here on the Talkin Live broadcast channel. Make sure you give us a like and follow there on Facebook and over on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're alerted on all future weather updates. All right, that's it for today. You guys take it easy, be good, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow for the weekend edition. Till then, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.